you are already residents on campus, and thank you for joining us. Thanks for carving out some time in your day to spend with us as well. Just a couple things to share about our campus. If you don't already know this, we are in our 120th year of service to seniors. A little over 120 years ago, a gentleman named N.B. Grubb was, from his point of view, believed that he was called of God to start a retirement community in conjunction with the Eastern District Conference of the Mennonite Church. Very, very humble beginnings. And what has grown over these number of years is to a full-fledged retirement community with levels of living and service that accommodate people as they age and as health may decline. And some of you may have some experience with Frederick prior to this day, with loved ones who have been cared for here or served here in some capacity. And the growth over time is continuing. And part of what we're talking about today is growth and preparation for the future, what Frederick's vision is for the future, what's happening in senior living and care. And we're partnering with one of the best construction companies called Wagman Construction. And I don't know how many of you would know about them, but they're very involved in the senior market. And in planning for the Meadows, we wanted to have a team that would help us not only think about the future, but reach the future. And we believe that the Meadows is going to develop over time into the type of community that people are going to want to become part of, because it offers the neighborhood concept as well as the convenience of the various care levels on the campus. So we're very glad that you're here today. And some people who are much more important than I are here to share with you today. You've already met Vicki. If you would just raise your hand when I say your name so you can look at this end, because all the staff are down there. Vicki, whom you know, raise your hand. Thank you, Vicki. Lisa and Cassie, well. And then we have from our property management and maintenance team, Dwight Romberger and Sharon Patrick. Laura Strasser is our personal care administrator. Daniel Hay is our Director of Human Resources. Our VP of Operations is Matt Giannini. And our Vice President of Financial Services is Brian Fallon. Did I miss anyone? Great. What I want to share with you just for a moment is that Frederick has been privileged through the years to bring staff members who have a commitment to our mission and the core values of the organization. And it's a privilege to work with people who believe, as I do, in the mission, and that is, in the spirit of Christian love, Frederick Living cares for and enriches the lives of older adults, while valuing the staff and the volunteers and the community that serve them. And so we're here to answer questions that you may have today. We're here to partner, continue to partner with the Wagman group, and to partner with you in thinking through what you might want and desire in a retirement residence going forward. So with that, I want to introduce Kelly Payton. Kelly is with Wagman, and she's going to do the other introductions of the team that's here as well. And again, very glad to have you here. And before you do that, may I ask a blessing upon food? Because I know people are preparing to eat at this point if you're not already. And let me ask that blessing if I could. Dear God, thank you for this time of bringing us together. And thank you for the time of sharing, for your many blessings on us, especially at this time of year. We thank you for your love for us and for the opportunity for fellowship and food. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Kelly.
All right.
Come up.
Actually, I'm going to stay right here because we do have something planned today. Thank you to everyone for coming out and being with us this morning. We really appreciate you taking that time to hear us speak. With me today, I have, if you can raise your hand, I have Angel Montanez.
Hi, how are you?
Some of you may remember Angel, who's been by your house. You may also recognize Tyler Swanson. Tyler is the superintendent on the project, and Angel is project engineer. Angel does whatever Tyler needs to do, if it isn't obvious to those who've met Angel already. And then I also have with me Mike Kanishka. Mike is our executive vice president, and Kevin Snows. Kevin is our president and COO. And I'm going to transition to, I think, Kevin, you're going to take over the introduction of Wagman. I'm going to fix the slideshow so you can do that.
I'll make my way up here. I just realized one thing when John was up there. Frederick Living's 5 years older than we are. You realize that, we're 115 years. So you are our elder. So I must respect you. I've been there for 100. Yeah. Well, I can start with that. Interesting, like I said, Wagman Company is 115 years old. We'll be completing our 115th year by the end of the middle of this coming 2017. But interesting how the Wagman organization got started was not in, everyone thinks us as being a vertical construction, a general contractor, and a bridge builder, because we have two divisions. Actually, the original Wagman started out in Dallastown, Pennsylvania, and they were precasting sidewalks. And why would they precast sidewalks back in 1901? They built them in a factory building, took them out and placed them just like you do pavers and things today. There were no ready-mix concrete trucks invented yet back then. And a ready-mix concrete truck revolutionized the country. And that's how it was. So they make them in blocks and set them down, and that's how they started. Built their first bridge in 1906, and that was the roots of the company. And that was the first generation. I'm waiting for Kelly.
We tried.
That's okay. We're into the fourth generation. Mike Glazer and Lisa Wagman Glazer are the owners of the company. Lisa Glazer is the daughter of Rich Wagman, who was the president and CEO of Wagman prior to Mike taking that chair position 3 years ago. Great company. We employ over 500 people, work in over 23 states. Here we go. So this is generation 2. Generation 3 is Joe. Well, some of you have seen Joe Wagman here before. He was very instrumental in the founding of Wagman Construction. Rich Wagman is his brother. Again, like I said, he ran the whole organization, was very instrumental in the bridge building. And their father was right there. And there's Lisa and Mike Glazer. Lisa, again, is Rich's daughter. Here's the family at 231, just a couple of us there, out there taking pictures on things in our office down in York. Here's some of our markets we work in. We do higher education. There's an athletic facility we finished at Dickinson College about 2 years ago. Here's our project, here's where our office is, that's in downtown York. To the left of that, if you're familiar with York, is the stadium we built about 5 years ago. This is some higher education. Go Penn State. Everyone root for Penn State here, right? And then we built an organic fruit market for Leg Up Farm. And Leg Up Farm is a facility that handles handicapped children, very therapeutic. And we built the market for them, which employs some of the people that are going to the same facility. We finished that, so we do a little bit of food service equipment. And of course, senior living is our main, you recognize some of these things here, right? A couple things, we did a rehab, short-term rehab for another client in Meadows, Pennsylvania. This is an independent living building we just finished last year in Frederick, Maryland. And of course, there's patio homes that we've doing that. You know that we do them. We're doing them right up here as well. We have done in the last since 2010. I asked marketing to do a study how many projects we've done for senior living. You heard John say we're one of the experts in senior living. We did over 700 projects just in senior living alone since 2010. That's quite a feat there. So, Kelly. One of our core values, and believe me, when we have 6 core values, and one is is community. We don't really like to brag about it. We don't sell them. We don't do it. We just do it. Great example is the mums we did for up here, and here was for an Alzheimer's walk we did there on the right, upper right. Lower left here is leftover candy from Halloween that went to the troops overseas, and then we had a little can construction and a competition between all the offices. And this is ours at WCI, where we made a little bulldozer there, and all that proceeds of that food goes to the food bank. So we have a lot of community interaction as we go along. So I don't want to steal Tyler's show, so I think it's time to, anyone who knows this job the best is the young man standing down there. So Tyler, come on up.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming this morning. As Kevin said, I am a builder. I'm not a public speaker, so I'll apologize if I make any mistakes. But I am responsible for the construction here on site. Obviously, what you can see here is the open field before we started, and this picture would be from last fall. So what you see here is from about a year ago, and if anybody's been out there or lives out there, obviously you know the difference. Done a lot of work in the last year, and we have a lot of work to go, and I'm excited that you're here. I'll go through and just briefly detail what we are currently doing and what we've done. What you see here is the different phases of the project. We have a phase 1, a phase 2, and phase 3. The only house left to build in phase 1 is lots 9 and 10, and that's currently under construction. Wall panels will be delivered next Friday for framing construction to start through the holiday. So apologize to those that are living next door to us as we work, but we're going to try and get that area wrapped up. In phase 2, we are starting to construct. We have several houses already built, and those of you that are here know who you are. We are currently working on lots 25, 26, 27, 28, and over here at 35, 36. So down here at the bottom of the hill, we are currently, the foundations are placed, getting ready to pour concrete next week. Unfortunately, it feels like winter out there, so we will work through that as best we can, considering the cold conditions. But the good news is on these houses over here, we are nearly completed framing. We'll be done next week and start our electric and plumbing and interior finishes. So that house will quickly be under roof and in the process of finishes. If anybody has been out to the site, you know that we have some construction fence across here and some gates up that can prevent access down into the active work area. You probably look out over the hill and, you know, well, you just see a hill. What is going to be happening this winter is the construction of the terrace court retaining walls. It's a beautiful area when it will be done with some large mezzanines.
Sorry, Ty, I have
Nope,
a
that's
closer
fine.
picture of that.
Yeah,
There you
here we
go.
So this is a close-up of that area. Stone veneer, masonry walls with some wide sidewalks and some green space down to a stamped concrete plaza. It's going to be really lovely when it's done, and we're going to get started on that work here through the winter, trying to get the foundation of that wall and the structure of that wall in place, and then do the finishes in the spring as it warms up. And Kelly, I apologize if I'm skipping around.
No, you're fine.
But,
You're fine.
what you see over here is the walking path. I know several people have asked, when is that going to be done? Well, I have some good news for you. We are starting on that this week. Well, it's Friday, so that makes it today. Excavators are moving over there this afternoon to begin excavation of that walking path. We are doing what is highlighted in yellow, which connects us from the parking lot that we paved a year ago between Christmas and New Year, and will connect you down to the south end of the Oaks, the north end of the Oaks building, and then connect in to take you around the pond. For safety's sake, we will not be finishing the rest of the walking path that kind of goes up and off the screen, because that would take you into our work area, and we want you to enjoy the community that's been built and not take the risk of going into the areas that are already constructed. Here is a photo of building lots 7 and 8 on the right, looking out across a meadow green. One of our other projects that we're working on here before the holidays is getting this sidewalk wrapped up, making some changes to this retaining wall to make it more attractive and to open up the front of that house. So that is in progress. I know some people have asked, what are we doing with that? Well, that's the plan. So we're going to make some adjustments to the sidewalks, the site lighting, and the retaining walls here before it gets colder than it already is. And that just looks like a mess to me. That is what construction looks like in the wintertime. I see a lot of mud, I see rain, I see snow. Frankly, it gives me the chills. The intent of these pictures is just to show the struggles that we face as we move into the wintertime. We have a pretty tight schedule from April till November, December, we'll say, but we cannot control Mother Nature, and we do not certainly control the weather, but we deal with it. So what you will be seeing as we move into the winter months, especially on building pads 25 and 26, is slow progress on concrete, slower than usual progress, or decreased production, I should say, on the exterior, the siding, the framing. It's hard to put shingles down when there's a foot of snow on the roof, and we don't want people to put shingles on the roof when it's that cold. So for the integrity of the buildings, we do eliminate or minimize or withhold some construction until the spring.
Do you use an additive for your concrete to reduce thermal freeze?
Well, this time of year, yes, we put non-chloride accelerant in it to help it set up faster. We also cover everything with concrete blankets, insulating blankets to keep it from freezing. The full cure cycle on concrete is 28 days, but it reaches 50% strength in less than 7 days.
Do you insulate underneath and a big barrier underneath all your concrete slabs with strong basement?
Yes, sir, we do. So around the perimeter of the foundation, and right here you can see that is a clearly unsuitable condition to pour in, but what would be underneath this slab, and actually if you look up in this picture, you can see the concrete blankets protecting the stone base there. But underneath the entire slab is a 10 mil poly, called a C-state. We have 2-inch vertical foam that goes down, insulating the foundation walls, and then 2-inch vertical foam, or excuse me, horizontal foam around the perimeter.
How far do you go?
4 feet.
Do you think is that suitable to? My question is, what would it cost to do all of it versus how much would it add if you did it all? Would that be better? Would you gain anything? Or is the differential so little that it's the expenditure?
Well, I don't want to give you my opinion in front of everybody, Mr. Brooks. I'm a builder and I'm not a part of marketing, but it can be advantageous, but it is also expensive, and it's not required for code.
Right.
So I bet Vicki or Cassie or Lisa would love to talk to you about full insulation down over your concrete slab.
Thanks, Tyler.
Sure. But if you want to get that, I think later, I can tell you. So yeah, we just see a lot of mess there. Now, oh, thank you, Kelly.
You're good.
Why do we show you some of these pictures? I see 2 houses under construction, and I see a hole, and I see equipment. Well, the intent here is to show some dangerous conditions. We love that you guys are interested in the community. We want to answer any questions, and I want you to see the progress of your home or your proposed home that you're interested in, but I don't want to see you unannounced. And I say that because there's a lot of risk and there's a lot of danger out there all year, but especially as we move into the winter. Wagman will maintain the construction area as far as snow removal, but most of us are younger than you folks, and we have work boots and we have winter clothes, and we are concerned about slips and falls, but I am utterly concerned about your safety and well-being, and wouldn't want to put you into an unsafe area. I've got equipment that goes across the site, heavy equipment. You'll notice that all our contractors wear high visibility clothing, and there's a reason for that, to keep us safe. I've got open excavations here, I've got open stairwells with no handrail going down them, and I have houses that are under construction, mechanicals and electricals being installed. There's a lot of risk out there, and we want you to see the site or the homes that you're interested in, but in a safe manner. So please, if you're interested in coming on site, I ask that you not just show up and come through at your own will, but please talk to marketing. We'd love to take you out there. They would love to take you out there, and we can do so safely, but with some notice.
If I can add to that, Tyler?
Certainly.
Some of these, what you see in these pictures, that exists day in and day out. So when you schedule your tour with Frederick Living, they give us notice. We can help prepare an area so it's safer for you to access it. So that's one of the benefits of you scheduling your tour. Sometimes people like to sneak onto the site after we've left for the day, but that doesn't mean that the hazards have gone away. Some of those irregular walking surfaces, or like the stairs without a handrail, that exists even when we're not there. If it's, you know, after working hours, those conditions are still present and they're dangerous. So please schedule all of your site visits with Frederick Living. That gives us an opportunity to make the site as safe as possible for when you visit.
Yeah, this is showing Frederick Drive. You can see equipment on the other side of the gates. The gates are not intended to be, it's not intended in any way to look menacing, but it's for your own protection and safety. And if I'm going to be honest, it's also to keep some of the mud from the site from entering the finished parts of the community. So it benefits me in more than two ways to have the gates in place. But yes, we strive to have the proper protections and barricades in place to safeguard everybody for what we're doing. I've worked for Wagman for 16 years. I'll be celebrating my 16th anniversary on January 2nd, and we have an excellent reputation and history as far as keeping our workers, subcontractors, and employees safe. And the same goes for residents and visitors, etc. We pride ourselves in striving for no lost times, and so a lot of these things are in place to protect not only ourselves, but you folks as well.
There are occasionally conditions where a gate may be open or a fence may be open for access. We try our best to keep our barricades or separation in place. Just because a gate or a fence may be open doesn't mean it's open for pedestrian access. So if you see an orange fence or some of the gates or some of the signs, there should be visual warnings to not go past that point, even if it looks like it's open and accessible.
And now I'm going to pass it over to my assistant, Angel, who many of you know much better than me, but I'll let him introduce himself and let you know what you can expect here in the future.
Thank you, Tyler. Good morning, everyone. My name is Angel Montanez, project engineer here at Wagman. And I just want to thank you all for being here today. I don't quite have the longevity at Wagman that Tyler has, but I am fairly new. I will try and answer any questions to the best of my ability. It is a new season here at Frederick Living. It is going into the winter. It is getting really cold, and we're transitioning in from, hot to cold. So we have new constructions, and they will be experiencing their first weather cycles. Now, in the first 6 months, Frederick Living is going to be conducting a 6-month inspection. They will be changing filters on your HVAC equipment, as well as inspecting the fire extinguishers, making sure they're up to code and up to date, and they're going to be useful when you need them. Hopefully not. Also, they may need to adjust any air registers in your unit as it transitions to cold, because as you can tell, that there's going to be a little bit more airflow that's necessary, more heat and things like that. So if you have any issues with that, I know that Sharon and the front desk, if you can give them a call, they'd be able to assist you with that. Frederick Living will also handle any snow removal or any ice removal if you have any issues with that. I'm sure that if you give Sharon a call or the front desk, they will be able to assist you with that as well. And as the change in the weather occurs, we have some transitions to cold. So again, I want to just be wary of hairline cracks that might occur inside of your home because of the new weather that's coming in. Also nail pops that might be coming out as well. And any doors rubbing might be an issue with the new weather transitioning. Also, this might reoccur in the spring as we go from cold into the warmer weather as well, to rotate and complete that full cycle. Also, Frederick Living will be completing a warranty inspection around month 11. And we'll schedule a time with Wagman in order to complete any warranty items, i.e. hairline cracks and things of that nature. And looking ahead, the first anniversary at the Meadows, Frederick Living will be conducting a 11th month inspection with the completion of any identified warranty issues, inspection and testing of any sprinkler systems, the testing of smoke detectors, and fire extinguishers, as well as I said before, changing the air filters in your HVAC systems. And if there's any routine maintenance that's necessary, Frederick Living will be determining and assisting with that as well. I thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, I'm sure that I can assist you once we're done the presentation. Thank you very much.
Can I ask you a question about the
Yes, sir.
filters?
Yes.
The filters we have are much thicker than our present home.
Okay.
Can you adapt that to the need of the people that are building?
Yes, I believe that shouldn't be an issue. I can speak with our HVAC installer, and we can accommodate, any of the filters that, are necessary to go in your unit. That shouldn't be an issue at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time, everyone. I'm going to throw it back to Kelly Payton.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you, Angel. All right, so coffee with contractor. We really want to spend our time hearing from you, talking to you, getting some of your thoughts. So thanks for your patience listening to us talk with a slideshow presentation. That was, who wants to come on a Friday morning and listen to us give a presentation? So I'm going to change things up. As you were coming in the door, I asked if you wanted to take some chapstick. I may have missed a few people. Some of you are a little too cynical to take my chapstick, so I'm going to give you one more chance to grab some chapstick. Anybody who would like to grab it too before I move on in my section? Anybody? Raise your hand if you want some of my chapstick.
Hint, hint, there could be a prize. There could be a prize if you take one.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so the chapstick isn't just so you have a nice, piece of Wagman memorabilia, but if you look on the bottom of your chapstick, if you have one green dot, grab your chapstick. You have a green dot? Good call, taking my chapstick. All right, so if you have a green dot on your chapstick, you need some to, uh-oh. Here, no. Now, no kidding, no kidding. You look like doing it. If you have a green dot, if you have one green dot, you may take one of the single bloom poinsettias on the table. If you have two green dots, who has two green dots on their chapstick? Anybody else have two green dots? Anybody?
Me? Oh, I don't have that.
You have two. Awesome. There are two larger poinsettias up there.
If you put two together, if you put two together, two single green dots?
No, it has to stay on the same two of the chapstick. So if you're so you may take those two larger poinsettias up in the front. So that's our thank you for spending your Friday morning with us. Please don't take the poinsettias on the window ledges. Those belong to Frederick Living. But the ones on the table, and then if you have two dots, you're welcome to the larger ones up front. So for me, my part's really pretty quick. As Tyler mentioned, we're moving into phase 2. And if I could get one of you guys just to be my...
Got it? Matt's got it.
When I need it. So Tyler mentioned we are finishing the last duplex in phase 1 right now, and we're actively working in phase 2. And so we're very eager to finish phase 2 because what that means is we get to move to phase 3. And phase 3 means that we get to leave and you get to some sense of normalcy once we're out of here. Who doesn't want us gone? So getting us built in phase 2 as quickly as possible helps us get into phase 3 and helps us get out of here. We love you, but we want you to feel like you're at home and things are back to normal without us being here making noise and dirt and dust. Also, for those of you who have not signed up yet, Wagman is offering a builder's incentive. Tyler, Angel, and I, maybe some Frederick Living representatives, we're going to stay behind answer any questions that you have. If you have questions about the incentives that we're offering, glad to speak with you about what questions you may have. Hopefully, you're finding those interesting, and there are things that are appealing to you. So,
That's it.
I think that's it. So, like I said, we're going to stay behind. I'm going to turn it to Matt, and then we will open it up for any thoughts, comments, questions. And then if you'd like some time to speak with us one-on-one, we'll stay behind and gladly be with you. Thank you again.
I also wanted to thank you all for coming. When John opened this, he talked about the future and moving forward. Can you think of it when Reverend Grubb started this place in 1896? Do you think he imagined what it has turned into? Do you think we can imagine what it's going to turn into in 35 or 40 years? Well, we're in the process right now with the board of directors and a bunch of consultants that we've brought in to do master planning and strategic planning moving forward. So you're going to see a lot of neat things happening in the future. As these plans solidify, we will be talking to the residents about them. Some of the things that we're talking about doing is a welcome center with a new fitness center, a swimming pool, a new auditorium. One of the things, how the market is changing, these communities are moving much more from a healthcare model. People are not coming here specifically for the healthcare. They're coming here to live well with us. That tagline is really very real to us. You're not coming here specifically, a lot of people are planning, good planners, and you're thinking about the future, and certainly the healthcare portion of it is very important to have good healthcare facilities. But it's also very, very important that you spend your time living well and living healthy. And staying healthy and staying out of the health facilities is the best thing for you. Well, we're trying to provide that sort of atmosphere. And that's really what people want. I can tell you, I'm a member of the baby boom generation, and we're never getting old. So,
Yes, you are.
but, yeah, no, I know. Hey, my hair wasn't always this thin. But the fact is people are, they're thinking about fitness more and more. I know my father never exercised a day in his life. And that's one of the things, as I say, living well. And it's one of the things that's incumbent on us to plan for the future. So those that have joined us will be seeing a lot of neat things going forward. And those of you that haven't joined us yet, I hope you do. There's a lot of great things that are going to happen in the next 5 years. So stay tuned.
Good.
Yes?
Where our house is being built right now, it's on the other side of what we lovingly call Frederick Mountain.
Yes.
Anyway, no, I'm not coming here with the idea that I'm going to end up with healthcare, but I am coming here looking forward that if I do need it, the healthcare is there.
Absolutely.
So we don't want to lose sight of that.
Oh, no. And I will tell you that the healthcare, updating the healthcare facilities are primary on the agenda. Absolutely. Yeah, we know our skilled care, the care here is wonderful. It's clean, the staff is fantastic, but we know we're dealing with a dated building. And that is certainly in the plans.
The excellent healthcare that you already have, and I know that you're trying to expand that, is one of the reasons we chose here.
Sure. Oh, no, guarantee we won't lose sight of that. Yes, Nick?
Will there be any snagging of mount?
It's a little bumpy. Wagman hasn't done a good job of really smoothing it out. We're talking about that. Actually, to address Mount Frederick, just so you know, it is going away. They've pretty much continually been digging at it from the back. So yes, we have to keep enough, obviously, to finish the project with topsoil, but we are moving it off-site
Those
Take
of
them
us
for
who
rental.
live with Mount Frederick behind us wanted to stay. We don't have, I don't want an interesting view of the parking lot. I just assume have a little wall.
Well, we'll do some nice landscaping, but no, Mount Frederick's gonna go away.
Maybe they can sled on it if they take some dirt with them. Bring your
You
wheelbarrow.
promise to take some dirt in your pocket?
Yes.
Any other questions? Well, thank you again for coming, and these folks are gonna hang around if you wanna talk to them individually. Thanks a lot.
If anybody has any thoughts or comments or, any questions for us as a group?
Do we want to have the group go up front and then those that spoke and then you guys can ask questions. Do not be shy. This is your time to ask questions as a group.
And phase 2, how soon do you expect that to be finished?
It's depending on sales, and really, Vicki and Cassie and Lisa are probably just equally important in helping to answer that.
Oh, sure.
Vicki,
Yeah.
I was wondering how soon do you think phase 1 will be done? A year, 2?
Phase 2.
Phase 2?
Yes.
So, just as Kelly said, that's dependent upon the sales of phase 2, the sales of, those people that are going to be moving in. So the more that those of you that live here are encouraging your friends to come check out your homes and to come to events like this, the more people that know that we're doing it. We're doing a number of direct mail pieces, advertising pieces, information sessions, things like that, to create more and more awareness. But we don't have a crystal ball that says when they will be sold. We're hoping that will all take
So
place.
not even a guesstimate?
No.
Okay.
How about a wish?
A wish that they're all sold
By when?
well, the wish would be today. So who hasn't put their deposit down yet? See us in the back. But yeah, the wish is that we would have them sold out as soon as possible.
That short trail that you're making from the parking lot, does that go back to this one line?
Yes, it does. Yes. So they're doing the grading today and into Monday, and pavement is set for next week.
Well, I'm an avid walker, so I like to
So
get.
we want to give you a good surface to walk on.
Yeah. So that makes it connected.
Yes, correct.
And another question is the wall. Is the drainage sufficient to take the water away? Because it goes downhill. I stand up where I'm at.
Yes.
So in other words, water goes down.
Right.
If it's a monsoon, 12 inches in one night.
Yeah.
Is it going to be capacitated to the point where it'll take that water away?
Yes, RGS is our civil engineer. They're based out of Lancaster, and I could show you the grading plans for the site. But right now, it's a hill. When it's in its final contours and final shape, there are inlets and yard drains on the upper level
I've seen
that will take that water, and then lots of sidewalks, and then, of course, below the retaining walls, there's additional inlets.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure everybody's safe down there.
Yes, nobody will be watching.
I don't want to see no boats.
Right.
And we're also including drains behind the wall as well, so any water that would accumulate behind
Yeah.
there, we would
Yeah.
drain that.
It all goes out to that big pond, and that's how we replenish the water. We've had it drought summer.
Yeah.
We can take it way down, but I notice how fast the swan pond comes up. And they get out of the water quicker than chase them.
Other questions? No other questions?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I am surprised.
Fire extinguishers.
Fire extinguishers.
Yes. Are we going to get them?
Oh, you don't have one?
That's why I asked.
Oh, good.
I don't think I know where it is.
No. Thanks, Barry, for that fire extinguisher.
Oh.
No, it's right inside, right inside my indoor kitchen, sitting right on the wall.
I'll say we'll be certain you get one.
Thank you.
I don't know this one either.
Yeah, I actually asked for another outlet as well. I think I've done that, one outlet as well. That's just my opinion. I've asked for it and it hasn't been put in.
So if you have individual things that you would like to make certain that, for those of you that live here, if you want to make certain that those things are completed, just see one of us and we'll make sure that we get a work order in to get those things completed. Is there anyone else that lives here that doesn't know where their fire extinguisher is? Okay, so we'll make sure that Tyler and Angel get to you to make certain as to where your fire extinguishers are.
Thank you. For those who wouldn't know, doesn't answer the question about the fire extinguisher, but these are fully sprinkled units as well, from a fire safety standpoint.
So just so that everyone that's not in, that hasn't yet moved in or is still deciding, we just want you to know that all of the accommodations that we have are fully sprinklered. They are also heated by geothermal heating and cooling systems. Those that live here can attest to the fact that their electric bills are much lower than what they had in their homes, even on the hottest of days this past summer. So you'll look forward to having a really nice lower electric bill that will include your heating and cooling system. Those fire extinguisher systems are all tied back into the main part of the community as well. So we would know when something would be occurring back out in any of the cottages. That's how everything is on each of our cottages, on each of our external buildings. Any other questions? All right. Well, we thank you for coming. There are still bites to eat back in the back. We are all here if you want to ask individual questions, and we'll be able to answer those questions as we go through the rest of the morning. Yeah.
I just got something I'd like to say. My wife and I have been dealing with everyone here now for 6 months. And during that time, I'd like to say that from the CEO on down, the entire staff here, including all the food service contractors, everyone is absolutely first rate.
Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate that.
Everything is on here.
Thank you.
He wasn't primed for that, and he should get an additional chapstick.
You can have as much chapstick as you want.
Okay. Second, third. Thank you so much for coming today. And like I said, we'll be here if anybody has additional questions that you would like to ask us. Okay.